When I heard that I had been chosen to speak as a valedictorian for our class, I immediately sought out the advice of my English teacher. He provided me, as English teachers are wont to do, with a lengthy explanation of the Latin roots of the word valedictorian. To his great surprise, this did not fully explain what exactly I was to write, so I turned to what I believe may be the single most prestigious and coveted source of wisdom within the school, one that I am sure is dear to the heart and mind of every student gathered here today. I'm speaking, of course, about Wikipedia. There I found the following principles to which one must adhere when writing a speech such as this. 1. Do not, under any circumstances, use the phrase, new chapter in our lives. 2. Do not refer to looking back on these years as the best in our lives. 3. Do not, and I cannot stress this enough, refer to entering the school as strangers and leaving as friends. So I'm not going to do any of that today. I'm not going to quote Dr. Seuss, Winston Churchill, or the inside of a fortune cookie. I'm not going to quote Tennyson or make references to the road less traveled, and I refuse to incorporate a single word from the school's mission statement. Thus, this speech will be utterly passion and compassionless, which I think makes it dull and ruthless, and will prepare you in no way for higher learning or for life. All I can do is offer some honest words of congratulation for work already done and share some hopes for the years to come. For a year now, we have all worked with this day in mind. We have scribbled notes through classes and mingled in the quad, hunched over textbooks in the library, and sat in the sun in the fields at lunch. And all of it, the classes and practices, the meetings, exams, sports games, and study sessions, has led us all, in one way or another, to today. For a year now, we have considered, perhaps with increasing desperation, our plans for the coming fall. For a year, we have all wearily answered the questions of friends, family, and teachers with what have become well-rehearsed explanations of our plans for next year. Some filled with an admirable sense of direction and purpose, others perhaps reflecting that certain cheerful indecision that aunts and uncles find so endearing. And all of it, while becoming more concrete and detailed with each passing day, somehow remained comfortably vague and hazy until today. And for far more than a year, we have enjoyed the company and support of those gathered in the audience today, teachers, family, and friends. We have likely learned far more from you than we yet realize, and that too has brought us here today. Before we all drift away into a bright and restful summer, it is my hope that we take this opportunity to reflect on the years we have spent at the school and begin to give some thought not just to what we plan to do academically, but also to what we plan to do outside school as well. Without yielding too much to the temptation to congratulate ourselves on a day like this, I can say that our graduating class contains some exceptionally talented people in every aspect of school life. We have our artists and our athletes, our scholars and our actors, our writers, and those poor wayward souls who enjoy calculus. Regardless of our individual strengths and weaknesses, we represent a group of incredibly privileged and well-educated young people, and I believe we will always have an obligation to put the advantages we have been afforded in life to positive use. We are graduating in some very interesting and complex years, and I believe we are a generation that can no longer feign ignorance or indifference to the problems of our world. I know we will always be in a position to help the victims of inequity and injustice around the globe, and it is my hope that we will always do so. It may be shamelessly idealistic to say so, but I believe ours is a generation that has more ability to inspire change in our world than perhaps any that has gone before it. We are privileged, educated, and instilled with the knowledge that the problems of our world are solvable. I don't expect us to walk outside into the sun today and begin to unravel the world's problems, but I do believe that as we become the decision makers of the world, the time will come to turn our vague words and idealistic values into reality. To my fellow graduates, it is my hope that we all find happiness and satisfaction in the years ahead, whatever they contain. I hope we all continue to appreciate the value of an education in the world today, regardless of where we find that education, whether it be inside the classroom or out. After 13 years of classroom learning, we have become somewhat accustomed to the idea that knowledge is found in textbooks and on blue-lined pages. I think the next few years will teach us more than anything that, however nauseatingly cliched it may be to say so, most of what we will take away from our time at this school was not written in a textbook or scrawled on notepaper. Our heads may currently be filled with that post-exam debris of facts and formulas, but by the end of August, the only memories that will truly last are those of the people sitting in this room today. When September comes, most of us will disperse to cities and towns across Canada and around the world to continue our education, though not all or even most of us know what lines of study or work we will follow. It is my hope that over the next few years we all find and pursue the things we are truly passionate about. Failing that, however, we should always have faith in the value of education simply for its own sake. Life after university now seems far too remote a concept to even consider, but regardless of what careers we all begin to follow in the years ahead, I wish you all success and, more importantly, happiness. I hope you all find careers that you honestly enjoy so that everything else, the money, the sleek car, and sprawling house, may become secondary to the satisfaction of truly loving what you do. As the fall draws nearer, begin to give some thought to your years at this school and what you will remember from your time here. Picture the faces of friends you have known over the years. Picture the teachers poised at their whiteboards. Picture the endless blur of classes and chapel services, the clumps of uniformed figures in the quad at recess. Picture the concerts and sports games. Picture the creaking gym at exam time. Remember these over the coming hours and days and know that all of them helped bring you to where you sit now and will propel you in their own small way towards wherever it is you are headed or wish to go. We'll meet again in the coming years, I'm sure, when we are the doctors and lawyers of the world, but I very much hope that we will still have our artists and our athletes, our actors and our poets, and perhaps still even our mathematicians. In the meantime, I wish you good luck, though you certainly do not need it, and may you all enjoy a long, hot, and very well-deserved summer. Thank you.